Hello, everyone. This is Paulo Arias with International Relocation Partner, and today I wanted to bring with me Jasmin Artavia from People of Jaco. We wanted to talk about Jaco. We wanted to learn more about what's going on in Jaco. Jaco, as you may know, if you have been researching Costa Rica, is a very popular expat location. Jaco, Hermosa, Herradura. This area is very popular, and I'm trying to find more information and content for you guys to learn more about these locations. And Jasmin Artavia is, I guess, one of the biggest sources I could possibly found. She created what it's called People of Jaco, which is a social media platform in Instagram, Facebook, and basically what she does is interview people in Jaco, talk to people in Jaco, maybe talking to the authorities in Jaco, and bring this information to the public. So this is information that you guys may be able to to use and maybe able to utilize for your benefits on your research when moving to Costa Rica. Before we start, I want Jasmine, if you would introduce yourself, tell our audience who you are and what's People of Jaco and why is that?
Well, hello everybody. I like to refer myself as the mayor of Jaco because I've been here for so long and I know everybody. I've been here for like 30 years, and ever since Jaco was nothing, only a couple little houses, and I've just seen it grow and develop so much in the last few years. And that's when I got the idea of interviewing locals and foreigners just to see why they live here in Jaco, what they do, what they like about it. Yeah.
Wow. And so it's funny you said that you've been in Jaco for 30 years. So you're like what, 30? So you got there when you were like 2 years old, 3 years old?
No, I was a teenager.
Just kidding. You don't have to answer
but,
that one.
but thank you. Clinica Alma really helps me.
Wow.
Yes, one of my sponsors.
Excellent. And can you tell me more about People of Jaco? How People of Jaco start, and what is the idea behind it? I know you have a lots of followers, and you always like talking to people, like interviewing businesses, interviewing the authorities. You also help people, like you bring nonprofits to Jaco, things like that. But tell me more.
Well, believe it or not, I used to be super shy growing up. I hated cameras. I hated talking to people. But things have changed, and I am curious about people. I discovered that I'm very curious about what makes people tick, what goes in their head, what happens, why they do things.
Hmm.
So I decided to first start to talk to friends who had moved here. I think I remember the first person I interviewed. Her name is Daphne, and she owns specific properties here in Jaco. And I've known her forever since I moved here. And she's from Canada. And just like, why are you here? How do you leave your whole country behind? What makes people do that? Because it's not easy. I've seen so many tourists come and say, oh my god, I love this, it's paradise, I'm gonna go back home and sell everything and move to Jaco. And they never do it because it's not easy. And so the people that do it, I always feel like they're so gutsy. They have guts,
Hmm.
to just leave everything behind and move somewhere else. So that's how it started. And then I had friends who were opening up businesses and needed to promote. And so my family is well known here because I moved here with my mom and my dad and my sister and brother. And people respect them. They've always been really nice, good people. So I feel like if I say that a place is good, people are going to trust that. Like,
Mhm.
if me, Jasmine, goes to the green room and I say that's a really good place, people are going to say, yeah, it must be a good place. So I'm always very careful. I don't promote anything I don't personally like, even if it's for money. I don't do it for the money. It's just like, I want other people to just, I love Jaco. I want other people to love Jaco too. And there's a lot of people that only focus on the negative in
Mhm.
Jaco. And I don't see that part. I choose not to see that part. I choose to promote only the positive because there's so many hardworking people that have moved here, started their businesses, left everything behind, moved their whole family here, and they're working so hard to make Jaco beautiful with their paintings out there, with art, with music, with food. and that's what I like to showcase on my page.
Yeah, I've been through your like Instagram, and if I scroll down, I can probably count like over 100 or maybe more, like either pictures, comments, interviews, you talking to people or businesses in Jaco, and also you introducing nonprofits to Jaco. Like, how many is it? Like
Gosh, hundreds.
hundreds, and and I notice a lot of people really like what you do. I mean, they comment, they question things, and this is why I have you here. And and after all those like experiences that you gather, why would you think, what makes people move to Jaco? What is Jaco doing? Why? I like to understand. Maybe if there is one thing that you think this is it,
Yes,
why would that be?
very, very easy. When the 27 opened, the highway, because we used to have to get to Jaco from the airport from San Jose, we used to have to drive through the Vuelta al Aguacate, which it's the old road, a very curved. So once the highway opened and you're only 1.5 hours away from the airport, from SEMA, from shopping, from movie theaters, from anything, this is just what makes more sense, because a lot of people do like Guanacaste, they like the Caribbean, but it's far. It's like you have to drive, I don't know, 4-6 hours depending, unless you're flying there. But I think number one reason why people would move here is because of that. You're close to, especially if you're retired, like older people, they need to be close to a hospital, they need to be close to the airport, and it's easy. It makes it very convenient to be on the beach with beautiful nature, with surfing, mountain. But it's very convenient because you have the city, and Jaco is now a city too, so you find everything here.
Yeah, I guess you have hospitals, either public and private. You have a church. I do remember there is a church, English spoken church in town.
Yes. Bryson Church. We have a couple.
Wow. So a small town in Costa Rica that has a good mix of everything, and also good dining, because I mean, every time I go to Jaco, I have good food and good restaurants.
Art.
And close to San Jose.
Yes.
It's amazing. And I feel the same way when you say, when you are like always like thinking, why so many people move to Jaco. I'm thinking, why so many people move to Costa Rica? Like, we help expats move from New York or Colorado or sometimes Canada to Jaco, or sometimes to Guanacaste or many other places in Costa Rica. But inside of me, there is this always admiration, just deciding to change your life and deciding to pick another country, and then Costa Rica being this option. First, it makes me proud as a Costa Rican, and then you must be feel proud as somebody that lives in Jaco. How I have a question here. This is a funny one. How do you call somebody from Jaco?
Jacoeño.
Jacoeño.
Yes.
Jacoeño. So as a Jacoeña,
yes,
it must be something that makes you feel proud. So people decided to move to your hometown, make investments, purchase a property, decided to make an entire life and enjoy of the community. So
yes.
To me, I'm very like proud of Costa Rica because of this. We are able to attract people for many different reasons. Our education system, health, many different reasons. And also Jaco, we notice, is a very important location for many expats worldwide. But I can also say, and you mentioned, it's hard to focus on the negative, but at the same time, we know, bad things could happen, and this is for any other place. You go to Puerto Viejo de Limon, bad things could happen. You go to, in fact, any tourist location sometimes could be a hotspot for more crime. It's the same thing with San Jose. If you analyze the data, you spread out Costa Rica, all the different towns, you're going to have a little bit more crime or like illegal activities in bigger cities or either tourist locations. Yeah. But it's the same thing with New York. I mean, you go to New York, what's it going to happen if you are walking in the wrong street at dark? It's not going to be, a walk in the park. So what would you think? And I like to just say one what is a challenge that you feel Jaco has that that we should be able to help to improve? And I'm looking for I'm looking for the negative, but I'm looking for also what can we do to make it better.
I just say common sense is so important because a lot of people don't have that. Common sense is like,
Yeah.
you need this to survive. So if you're going to go out at 2 o'clock in the morning and, if you're looking to party, if you're going to hang out with the wrong crowd, if you're looking for illegal substances, if you're, I don't want to say the name prostitutes, but I'm sorry, there's a lot. If you're going out at night looking for this, you're going to find trouble.
Of course.
Anywhere you go. So common sense, stay out in the day, enjoy what this place is made for, like beach, mountain, sun, nature, and just stay away from the common sense things that will just harm you, like don't go out at night. Nothing good happens after 10, after 12.
No, it makes a lot of sense, and it's the same. It's the same thing. It doesn't matter if you're in Jaco or if you are in Tamarindo or if you are in San Jose downtown. If I'm walking at 10:30 or 11 p.m. in San Jose downtown, that may bring trouble to my life. I may be able to find the wrong person at the wrong time. I be able to see something I shouldn't. Whatever. It is the same common sense you need to have if you are in Mexico City or if you are in Miami, Florida, Miami downtown. It's the same. It's the very same thing. So, I like to stress that out. I mean, a lot of people may make a negative comment, and this is within the expat community. I've seen it. But at the same time, a lot of it has to be with, this is a very important location where lots of people go, and it's a very important location where more people, there is more incidents, and a lot of people just don't have common sense. And I appreciate your help.